Well, okay. Feels like Jazz Grand Prix a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes life is a bitch. When you meet her, make sure you dress her in the freshest fit. Get money out of, make them clutch shots when it comes down to the wire. Gummy bears, cross with gummy bears, had me geeking. Fresh as fuck polo bears on my box of skiing. In the middle of the summertime, that shit crazy. Hit the gym, sweat for your health, stop being lazy. 32 in a compact for snake niggas sneaking. Still ain't see the haters, I can feel them niggas breathing. Made a light shine on them when they hear a guy speaking on me. I'ma hit your girl this weekend. Yeah. Shoe me's on my pizza, I'm tripping, but I'm getting cheese. Wanted to be make-believe, but it ain't. My lungs are older than you think. GDP as a youngin' and I'm still rolling dank. Baby looking delicious, I wanna dip it in the tank of chocolate, then lick it off properly. Like whoever looking finna get a show, who's stopping me? Blue lemon on my raw, organic black property. I'm coming up like Mentos in a Coke bottle. Wanna make a Coke, I ain't a reference, but I don't want a fair problem. I'm fresh as fuck if the feds watching. My outfit killed a white bitch, I think I need a Johnny Cochran. I made sure the gloves fit, sipping OJ. She brushed her teeth and tongue with my dick, I came Colgate. Afternoon when Robin, Florida boy Jay, chillin' Riverside, few shots, watching my tequila sunrise. I fucked them from midnight to sunshine, smoked it after she climaxed, made a tree climb. Then I'm out, then I'm back to the crib, then I'm out, back to the streets is where I live. Yeah, sometimes life is a bitch. When you meet her, make sure you dress in the freshest fit. Get money out of, make them clutch shots when it comes down to the wire. Yeah. Sometimes life is a bitch. When you meet her, dress in the freshest fit. Yeah, and they get money out of, clutch shots when it comes down to the wire. Yeah, run it up, motherfucker, run it up.
Yeah, Operation Get This Money Anyway.
Yeah, run it up, motherfucker, run it up. Operation Get This Money any way possible. Niggas going broke, and to me it ain't logical. Whether you got a pocket full of stacks or still in pocket full, stack it to the ceiling. The vacation somewhere tropical, smoking on that tropical. This shit look like poison though. Damn a nigga, I don't even ask what it's going for. Yo, I had to do it. I had to.
And the FBA culture and the gun culture, and we're going to talk about that. It's Ja Morant as a black FBA, representing us in athletics and sports, being a world-class athlete, NBA all-star, one of the brightest stars in the NBA, coming in, taking up this NBA YoungBoy alter ego in a way. And this being his second time that he has some type of a gun incident in the last, 3-4 months? The first one he was in a Denver nightclub with a stripper, like in VIP, and went on Instagram Live and showed the gun, which in that case was stupid because it's like, bro, you didn't even get caught with the gun. You told on yourself for having a gun. So you look stupid right there, right? And then with this time, your homeboy was on Instagram Live. It's not the homeboy's fault. You know what I'm saying? We riding around. We got Ja Morant in the car. We chilling. I just assume Ja Morant is smart enough not to pull out his gun as we're just, just hanging out. Right? Wouldn't you, J-Dub, wouldn't you assume if we was in the car, right? Wouldn't you assume I wouldn't be sitting around here throwing my gun in the air? Like if you went on IG Live right now, right? And we were like, okay, we was riding. We was going to get McDonald's and some blunts, right?
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't sit here and when you go on IG Live, you're like, oh, I know FBJ about to pull out his gun right now.
Nah, man. This is, this crazy, man, what Ja Morant has pulled off,
And it's, go ahead.
For the second time, it's crazy, man. And no, I would expect the person with millions on millions to have something damn better to do than pull out a stupid gun, but,
Yeah, and I think the commissioner, he said he talked to him. He said he had a conversation with Ja Morant. He was pretty much telling him, like, the first time it was a pretty serious incident, and I thought we had a good conversation about it. But since you want to do something stupid like this again, he might have a 50-game suspension coming to him. I think at least 28 games to 25 games. Me personally, I would like to see him suspended for the year. I would like to see his shoe deal get canceled and all his endorsements get taken away, because what we need to understand is that Ja Morant is still a representation and an image to kids, whether he likes it or not, right? And he's one of the biggest NBA players in the league. So for you to be running around here with a gun like you're some rapper, that's not in company policy. Now, if you were sitting here and you were maybe some politician, you were an independent contractor, or you were a rapper, you can possibly do that, right? But seeing that you're working for a private company who has their own rules and regulations, and once you sign certain contracts, endorsement deals, you have signed those things over to the company for the bag, right? Your right to do certain things, which you're well aware of because you have very high-powered lawyers and attorneys who look over and sign these contracts for these multi-billion-dollar contracts, or are put forth, right? So knowing all that, knowing they told you before, just don't go on camera with guns, and you do it, you proceed to keep doing it, I think he should be suspended for 82 games, because what they tried to do to Kyrie Irving was nonsense. You see what I'm saying? And it was no reason for them to try to come at Kyrie Irving just for sharing a video on Amazon Prime, and nobody came at Jeff Bezos or the people who made the movie. Even the people who made the movie, they tried to come at that guy, but the guy was making a lot of money off it because he was getting free, publicity. And salute to him.
They don't want no thugs in the NBA.
It's not the fact they don't want no thugs in the NBA. It's the fact that they don't want you riding around on camera with guns. You see what I'm saying? Like Zach, I'm not, cinching, but allegedly Zach Randolph is really him on and off the court, right? And guess where he played? Memphis, right? You never heard Zach Randolph get in trouble for anything. So for the fact you never heard Zach Randolph get in trouble for anything, right? And he's always been an all-star, did what he did in the league, almost a fringe. I won't call him a Hall of Famer, but he was definitely an all-star and an impactful player in his time, right? And like I said, he's known off the court for being about that action, right? And nothing ever happened, came up, slipped up, told on him nothing, right? So you can't tell me that it's not possible for you not to slip and have incidents. Like it's not, it should be possible for you with the bag on the line. Yeah, you may be carrying around guns. Yeah, you may be toting a 9-tech. Maybe you got a pistol. You know what I'm saying? You may even have a switch on it. But for you to go on the camera and show it off,
cross the line.
Yeah, because they asked you not to do it before, and you continue to do it.
Yeah, I just don't like that he did it the second time, and I just don't like this. It's like, I don't like this image of it. You don't matter how much money you give a nigga. It's like they want to be a ratchet ghetto black. I don't understand what.
It's like he doesn't even come from that. That's the crazy part about it.
Yeah, and he fucking up the theory of, well, if the father's in the home, ain't his father on court side?
Yeah, his dad's court side.
Why we not mentioning the father now?
What you say, hitting a nigga wiggle?
Hitting a nigga wiggle. Where's the father at now? Well, he was around when it's time to do the flashy shit, but it's like, I think all this shit is really taken away from his talent, taken away from his productivity in the game. I think just for a regular young black man, no, it wouldn't be a big of a deal, but it's like, yo, you making FBA look bad. You make it look like he's all about thugging.
Did we put with the gray area say if T-Mac Hall of Famer then Zebo is?
What's Zebo?
Zach Randolph, aka that nigga, on and off the court.
Okay.
Yeah. Then maybe you could put Zebo in there. I wouldn't mind if you put Zebo in there. It's just because Trace McGrady never won the playoffs. Back in the day, I mean, you can say what you want. I wouldn't really disagree with you on your Trace McGrady take because he never did win in the playoffs. But at the end of the day, with Ja Morant, if we want to, I think you said we have the Kwame Brown.
Oh yeah,
clip.
We got what Kwame.
Yeah, and while we're loading up the Kwame Brown clip, you had JJ Redick trying to, get his fake woke talking point off, saying if you can see Greg Abbott and these other politicians with guns and then getting their district shot up in the same week or month, then Ja Morant can walk around here with his guns and this and that. And it's like, bro, like, stop the narrative. Like, honestly, it's bigger than that. It's not about, oh, if he has his guns, he should have his guns. Like, that's the dumbest narrative possible. Like, we all can sit here collectively as a community be like, John Morant's dumb as hell for what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? And you're sitting here saying, what if his dad gave him the tool? That's irrelevant from going on the internet after signing a multi-million-dollar deal and showing your guns after you had a conversation they told you not to do it before.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and that's the problem. This is what I'm saying. And I'm FBA, but this is my issue with sometimes we have people in our community, in the FBA community, that do bad things that misrepresent us and double down on stereotypes about us. And when that occurs, when those two things happen back to back, we need to ostracize and chastise these FBA brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? To show them that we're serious about how we stand and how we look not in front of anybody else but ourselves and raise our standards. But
I agree with that.
But the issue is we always want to blame, oh, well, the white man do it or the China man do it or this. It's not about what they do.
They love doing that.
And it's not about any of that. It's about this 23-year-old who is ignorant
from our culture,
who is an embodiment of all the other 25 and under black males who are running around acting like the NBA YoungBoy. It's no different from when I said in 2000, if you graduated high school in 2011, you were like Wiz Khalifa Currency. If you graduated high school in 2012, you were ASAP nigga. If you graduated high school in 2013, you was Chief Keef Glow Gang. You know, and that's what anybody. I'm pretty sure if you graduated high school like 93, you're probably like on some Snoop shit. You see what I'm saying, J Doug? It's like whatever was popping when you're like 15, 16, 17, 18 is kind of like what you identify with in your early adulthood as a man in hip hop culture, right? So NBA YoungBoy is that representation. But what you see
ain't like what NBA YoungBoy stand for, bro.
But it's this though. It's not about what he stands for. We are phased out of that age group, so we don't know what's going to resonate with the next one. But that's what's resonating with that 25 and below black male age group, right? Or just males in general, right? So you say that, and then you have a John Morant who's coming from that age group, who just so happens to be probably one of the top 15 best players in the world in basketball, right? But he's coming in like if he was coming in 05 listening to Jeezy or any other era where it's like, oh, this is my favorite rapper, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm riding to, this is what I listen to. That's cool on one end, but on the second end, if it's becoming detrimental to the point where you're, we're around here really with the gun, you throwing up Crip signs. I sent you another clip where there was a Crip from California talking about John Morant throwing up the neighborhood sign in basket and during the games and saying like you can't be throwing up the neighborhood sign. You see what I'm saying? Like, what if you put down on a neighborhood for you to try to throw up the neighborhood sign, and you even doing that is just another example of like you trying to perpetrate something that you're not. And that's the issue. Like a whole bunch of people from like the culture are getting irritated with him because it's like you over here cosplaying a whole bunch of different things and subcultures inside of our culture and bringing them mainstream and giving them a bad look because that's not what you come from. So now they're saying, oh, you're not supposed to be that. You're not supposed to be like these people like here. It's like you're making society thumb their nose down at us because we know you're supposed to be better than that. So be better than that. That's why when you're trying to come around the block and the drug dealers and what I'm saying, that the shooters are like, nah, take your ass to basketball practice. Take your ass to the gym.
Why do niggas try to take the rough away, bro? Why you just can't follow the LeBron James?
You know why?
You know what I mean? His
model,
why? How he
why? Because where the athletes fall in, there's two types of niggas. It's suit niggas and street niggas. But listen,
he's
you
not
say
a
that
street nigga.
So he's a suit nigga.
That's who he should be.
But listen, who gets the girls? The street nigga.
No, bro. And when you got that money like that, the suit nigga getting the girl. Whoever don't matter.
And it's cool. You may get the girl because of the money, but she be feeling the street nigga off the strength. She be vibing with him off the strength. Like, yeah, I'll fuck you because you got the money. I'll fuck with you because you John Morant for the night. But like, I'm really laying up with like the
Pookie.
nigga with the bricks, who got like 6 bodies
Pookie
in the
and
city.
Ray.
The John, the real shooter of the city.
Yeah, John Morant, goddamn, pulling out the pistol.
The John Morant of bricks.
he ain't shooting nobody because only real niggas know they pulling out the pistol when they finna lay somebody down.
So what I'm saying is this. So
No
John Morant
fat hood
is
rat.
just like the rest of these athletes. Like John Morant, no different than like a Dylan Brooks.
Uh-huh.
All these girls knows all these Memphis Grizzlies niggas. Oh, these some basketball niggas, right? You got the basketball niggas, then you got the rapper niggas, then you got the street niggas. The street niggas and rap niggas get first dibs. Basketball niggas got to pay their way in, but they're usually behind the street niggas and the rap niggas. So you got a nigga like John Morant trying to embody both cultures while being a basketball nigga, and now he's blurring the lines, and that's what you're seeing. Do you disagree?
Man, I'm seeing a mess, bro.
If you want to drop any links in the chat.
Oh yeah, if y'all want to pull up, holler at us. But let's go to Kwame Brown first. Make sure you get a like in. Make sure you get a share in.
Absolutely.
And we got some comments coming in. We're gonna get to the comments in a second.
Hey, the gray. Hold on. You see what the gray area said? Keep on. I'm listening.
Oh, did you see what Kwame Brown said?
Yeah. For sure. I fuck with Kwame, what he said too. Also.
Oh, you fuck with what he said. Let me. Yeah, we're gonna run it. Here we go.
Yeah.
So, John Morant, you like to play with guns, huh, boy? You like to play with guns, huh, boy? You like to play with guns. So instead of you just being in your house, buying all the guns you want, playing with all the guns you want off camera, you want to get in trouble for having a gun at a club, give a bullshit apology, and then show a gun on Instagram Live. I've heard of NBA YoungBoy, but you NBA dumb boy. You got to be the dumbest motherfucker in the league. You got $231 million promised to you, and you want to be a fucking thug? Yeah, it's okay for you to have a gun. You have you have a right. You have a Second Amendment right to have a gun. But what the fuck do you keep pulling it out menacing for? What is up with all this music you keep listening to? Is this music putting you in a trance, dumbass boy? Because this music is about to cost you your fucking career. You're going to be bouncing around with niggas all day long, just listening to music in the backyard of a goddamn shack if you keep on being a jackass.
But you gonna be in the backyard of a shack like Kwame Brown talking dumb.
Hey, Kwame Brown got money, and Kwame Brown.
You think Kwame Brown got money?
Kwame Brown played 12 years in the NBA. He has a ranch. He has a big house in either Georgia, South Carolina. Because and the funny thing about it is like niggas be saying a nigga don't got money, and it's like a nigga that made way more money than like niggas would ever make. Like even if this nigga got $4 million in assets and cash flow and all that, $4 million,
he got money.
Type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he the richest nigga in your family.
Yeah.
And he may look like he don't have money, but it's like he definitely has money.
Yeah, he's not hurting
at all.
I like what he said.
I have no issue with what he said. He's pretty much saying the same thing. It's a consensus of what we're all saying. You can be set up as one of the richest athletes in your generation. Mm-hmm. You have your own Nike shoe. You have your endorsements. You're one of the most popular players in the league. You are the Derrick Rose, Russell Westbrook, Steve Francis build-up, Allen Iverson build-up. As far as like that small combo guard, like I'm under 6'4", but I play big. I can play above the rim. You see what I'm saying? And as electrifying that he is, smaller players tend to resonate with kids. See what I'm saying? So when I bring up the Allen Iverson comparison, and you hear a lot of the people, I don't know, they don't know what we're talking about. Oh, you know what I'm saying? The kids, they don't know basketball, right? But they don't know what they're talking about. And you know why I say that? Because they weren't kids when Allen Iverson was playing. See what I'm saying? When Allen Iverson was playing, the reason why that was like the kid's favorite because he was the smallest person on the court. See what I'm saying? It was kind of like a kid out there in a way. It resonates because like, we don't have to be like the tallest guy to ball on the court, right? So you translate that even to Steph Curry. You know why Steph Curry is one of the most popular players? Because he shows kids that I don't have to be the tallest person to ball out. I can shoot, right?
Mhm.
He's a smaller player. So you go to John Morant. What John Morant shows kids once again is I don't have to be the tallest or the strongest to ball out. I can play above the rim. I can be hyper athletic. You see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
When I compare John Morant and Allen Iverson, is the grip that he has on the youth as far as his build and how he plays the game. The kids usually don't go for like the taller power forwards, the centers of the game, because they don't really understand the game. They just want to see the guy handle the ball. See what I'm saying? Who shoot the most? Who handle the ball the most? Who score the most? Who looks flashy? John Morant has the colored braids in his hair. You see what I'm saying? He hits the gritty. It's a parade in my city. The whole Memphis organization
The
and the
nigga
culture.
wiggle, basically.
The nigga wiggle. Exactly. And people love it.
This
And
is a
people love it.
journey, and I recognize there's more work
Yeah.
to do. My words may not mean much right now, but I take full accountability for my actions. I'm committed to continuing to work on myself. Chris, how hard should the NBA come down on Ja?
Very.
That
I
off-
mean, words are words. They mean nothing. I mean, the fact that he only got an 8-game suspension the first time at the end of the regular season and then
As a matter
spent
of fact,
96
take that
hours.
the whole thing, because I don't need ESPN like flagging no shit. Yeah. Even with the JJ Redick clip, like, and he has really good basketball takes. But see, this is sometimes where we don't need, like, it's not about having a white contrarian trying to sympathize with the talking point. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, if, like, sometimes niggas do dumb shit, right? And sometimes when it's the old grumpy white man saying ban this nigga, right? Sometimes he's right. You see what I'm trying to say? Sometimes the punishment isn't about black or white. Sometimes the punishment is just about a morality and a irresponsibility of dumb decisions. You see what I'm saying? And you don't have to have a reverse talking point of playing a good cop, bad cop as a white guy. Now we go and play this clip, and I understand, using this as a point to go viral and as a disingenuous talking point, because you can penetrate on the angle, right? And in that sense, if that's what JJ Redick is doing, then that's genius, right? But if he genuinely believes in this talking point that we're about to hear, then he's an idiot. I don't really want to hear him talk too much outside of X's and O's when it comes to basketball commentary. Let's go ahead and play the clip.
Look, in our country right now, gun culture is pervasive. It's pervasive. We've got mass shooting after mass shooting, and nobody's doing a damn thing about it. So I get why we're so sensitive to this right now. But there's no consequence for Greg Abbott telling his constituents that they should go buy more guns, and then we have mass shooting after mass shooting in Texas. There's no consequence for an elected Tennessee official to send out a Christmas card holding AR-15s with his young family, and then there's a shooting in his very district. There's no consequences to that. So why are we trying to lay down the hammer on a 23-year-old who didn't break a law? Explain that to me. We talk about.
This is my thing, and I know that's just fluff, but it's like I can see it both ways. Just from the position he in, let the thug mentality go, and he is making FBA look bad because the thug mentality is what FBA.
She spoke against this or spoke about this.
He did. I don't know what he said. I could look for it, but
Continue.
the thug mentality, the Pookie and Ray Ray culture is really what's destroying FBA right now. That's y'all biggest thing.
What you mean, y'all? Ain't you FBA?
I mean, I'm FBA, but I'm
right.
a Pan African at heart.
But you FBA for Pan African is like a political alignment. That's not like a culture. FBA is like saying like, yeah, you like Black American. So that's what I would pretty much say, wouldn't you? Oh, that's dope. Yeah, but wouldn't you say that you are, Black American? So The only reason why I say that is, you say y'all. And I know that's something that I love that we do in the South, because it's like we be saying y'all and we talking to like our siblings. Like, that's y'all daddy. Like, that's y'all brother. That's
Listen,
something
I'm saying y'all because y'all believe that y'all gonna get done. Y'all, I don't believe we finna get nothing done that's foundational Black Americans.
Hey, the gray area speaking truth. He gonna be on that FBA shit when Florida start talking reparations,
bro.
Hey, we need
seriously?
to we need to get the reparation movement here with Donna Dean, because now we got a Democratic
No
in the
way,
office.
bro.
Yeah, we talking.
Donna Dean, that's what
Donna
the lady is?
Deegan. Donna Deegan is
That's
the
a
new
black
is the new
lady?
mayor. You know Tim Deegan.
She the new mayor.
You know Tim Deegan and Donna Deegan, the niggas who's the white people who's on
Tim
news.
Deegan do the news.
Yeah, and Donna Deegan, the wife, was the anchor.
And
The
she
two white people.
is she a Democrat?
She beat who was our last one? Lenny Curry. Yeah, she's the new mayor.
She a Democrat.
Yeah.
I ain't got nothing. I'm not finna do nothing with no Democrat, man. You crazy?
Man, come on, man.
But,
we need these reparations, man. Give me your grip money.
We not getting no. Bro, you just seen they just ran y'all through the mud up there in California, bro. They hung a carrot over y'all head, and then your boy Gavin Newsom came out and said y'all niggas not getting nothing.
Listen,
bro, nobody not getting behind reparation. I'm just saying the thug culture is what holds FBA back, because that's what people, when y'all make y'all complaints, that's what they ask about. What about the black on black crime and all this stuff?
So we got caller Dave. He's coming in, and before he comes in, I said this on the Star Report, and this is what I said: John Morant and his behavior can be used as a negative talking point against reparations, as an example of what niggas gonna do when they get their money. Like, niggas can be 250 million up,
exactly,
and they still gonna try to be a street nigga with 250 million up. Like, bro, you won. Like, you don't have to do any, like, you have 250 million. Like, you won the game. There's nothing to do. There's nothing to see. There's nothing to be but a rich person who gets to play basketball. Like, what's wrong with that? But what I told you this is because the women that attract the men,
I was just finna get to that,
are the bad bitches.
And I was finna say something. That goes to say something. I'm gonna let caller Dave come in. Mm-hmm. That goes to say something about the whole FBA culture in itself, bro. Cause you got women in the culture that desire these type of ain't shit men. Those are the women he was doing it for. And even the women that's not in FBA culture, the woman outside the culture, that's who they want to fuck with when they come in. The Hispanics, the wiggers, the wannabe white niggers. You know what I mean? They come in, they want to get up under the street niggas.
The hustler.
They don't want to get up under no
I
wouldn't
call them really street. I'll call them more like hustlers. Just niggas who get it.
Just that street nigga, you know what I mean? Right, swaggy type shit.
Yeah.
But that's what we dealing with. It's circular. See, it's what our women
Salute
want.
the Yada Bear in the building. You know what I'm saying?
If our women wanted upstanding, suited and booted type of guys, rest in peace to Sinful to P.
He was more of a street nigga than a.
But you know, he says suited and booted, and he's not going.
But suited and booted,
nothing crazy like that.
A suit nigga is more of like, you went to college, you got a degree, you got a good job, got finances. A suit nigga, that's a suit nigga. Street nigga to me is nigga like, you got your bread and you got your name off the street, off the block. You didn't go to college, you didn't go to school, you didn't join a fraternity.
Mm-hmm. And this is what I'm saying. It's nothing wrong with having that street
Let's
style.
bring caller Dave, because I don't want to hold him up too much. But I hear you, because I almost
wrong with
forgot
having
caller
that
Dave was
street
here.
style, but you don't have to have guns with it.
You don't have to. No, you can have guns with you. You don't have to go on camera with the gun.
Caller Dave, you in there.
Caller Dave, what's popping, man?
Yo, what's good with y'all, man? Y'all on point tonight. I'll start with JJ Redick. I think it's interesting every time black people try to clean themselves up, a liberal comes and wants to destroy it, whether intentionally or unintentionally, quote unquote. So him, Steven Jackson, they convinced me with that. Oh, he don't need to be punished. I think for a long time, I can't remember black people being this galvanized on one issue. So it's honestly kind of refreshing. I hope it could be like a cultural turn for just how we choose to be active fathers, how we choose to like present ourselves not only to the world but to each other, and to actually like do better. Not to say that we're doing bad, but we could always do better. And so when I think about Ja, I think about his
We
father.
are doing bad, bro. But go ahead.
Well, I think it's like it depends. Is everybody in every race? I guess are you judging us by the worst of us or the
Are
best
you
of
yeah? Are
us?
you judging us as a whole? Because like a lot of black people aren't doing bad at all.
Not all, but most.
Well, I guess, and that's what I'm saying. So, what's your definition of most? Because the median income in America is
Well,
like
this
what, like 45.
most
So that's majority
I'm gonna
white
give you a
people.
clear answer, Dave. Most, I mean the black people that's actually doing it, and the black people that make excuses for the people that's doing it. That makes most, bro.
Oh, I can't disagree. I can't agree with that. I would just say it's like it's cultural, and that's why I'm glad we have
That's
this
what I'm saying.
conversation.
It's most. Even
Hold
if
on,
you ain't
hold on.
doing it, you making excuses for the people
But
that's doing
listen,
it.
because for let me address two comments because I want we got to talk to the chat too. Lenny Trees, he was saying street niggas can't wear suits. That's not what I'm saying. Suits is an acronym for, like I broke it down before. You know, the guys went to college, got degrees, joined fraternities, make good grades. You know what I'm trying to say? Those type of guys. That's what I mean by suit niggas. A street nigga to me is another acronym for you could be a designer, you can be an artist, you can be an entrepreneur who got off the money, didn't go to college, you can be a trapper, a rapper, a shooter, a drug, you could be a hustler. You just didn't go. You know what I'm trying to say? Like you got it off the hustle, you got it off the elbow grease. That's what I mean by suit nigga and street nigga. So you can't get too caught up in the terms. But flashing a gun isn't illegal. This is what you guys have to understand. You sign to a private company, right? A private multi-billion-dollar entity, right? There are certain things once you join a corporation that you cannot do once you join the corporation, just like your job. Why don't any of you guys go on the internet and post guns after signing a multi-million-dollar contract as an athlete and think that's gonna fly? It's not gonna fly. We're talking about, oh, that's his American right, as if he's a regular American. He signed to a corporation that has waived rights or has signed clauses in place for him not to be able to do that because that is not what they want their league to represent. And the league is bigger than him. So all this, he should do what he want. He's a fair American. Sounds like the same people who was telling Antonio Brown he was right for taking off his pads and started rapping. It's like the same people who were saying that Kanye was right for blowing everything up and cost them billions of dollars. Like just because
Facts.
niggas act out and do what's against the policies and the companies they work so hard to play for, to sign for, and to design for, they blow that up and niggas around here about, oh, yeah, that was the right decision because you want him back in the barrel with us. End of the day, we don't want him back in the barrel. So don't flash the guns, John Morant. You don't have the right to flash the guns in cars, in the strip club. We have yet to see John Morant show the pistol at a shooting range, right? Show the guns in the crib, right? He ain't doing that. Is he? No. He's showing guns in a Denver nightclub. When you're a Memphis resident, there's no reason why you should be having guns inside of that
And he's
nightclub.
setting himself up for trouble because when he get pulled over by the police and they pull the hammers out on him, I don't want to hear people talk about they ain't have to be all that aggressive. Nah, nigga, you showing that, yo, I got it on me.
Exactly.
We'll go ahead, Dave.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna say this. With Ja's father, I think it's, and I say this respectfully, I think it's like poor parenting. You know,
Thank
the
you.
mom gets into a scuffle, so she calls her son to come do something. Like
That's
she
that.
been walking all over this man for who knows how many years. So you know, you judge a fruit by the tree it produces. So your mama get into it with, I done been to finish line. I mean, we've been, who gets into it with a shoe store person? That's
That's who I want
that's
to hear from the father right now. He be on the sideline getting jiggy. It's like, let's hear from you
looking
now. It's
shades
like
up.
your son is acting a fool. Is this the way
I'm about to
you,
unlock the door.
yeah, is this the way that you raise him to act?
And I'm gonna say yes. I think this is like culturally, this is what happens when you put an overemphasis on athletics and not like culturally relevant education, no knowledge of
Mhm.
self. No pen. You know, like I guarantee you, John Morant don't know nothing about Booker T. Washington, W.E.B. Du Bois, or like
No,
anything
Marcus
important.
Garvey. I guarantee you don't know who
Yeah.
Marcus Garvey is. But they don't
But
teach.
That nigga probably think Martin Luther King was an R&B singer.
No, they know who Martin Luther King is because he's so liberal now, and they
I don't
got
know.
Malcolm X to the point where he alleged homosexual. So we know they know who they are.
and
Hey,
I'm
man.
and I'm and I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna let y'all get off. I think that when we talk about like black people separating, as what Florida Boy Jay would say, like a nigga with a suit, went to college, all that other stuff. Sometimes it it hurts other people's feelings when the people with suits want to separate from the people who want to culturally act that way, and it can cause a schism in our culture. So, like for example, like I'm a professor, so I remember I'm at this Ivy League institution in a major city, right? One of my I'm volunteering, and the student that I'm helping, the boy can't read. He's like in fourth grade. I'm trying to talk to the mom. The mom looks at me like, "Oh, you can't tell me what to do. Like, you know, like who you think you is." And this is like, fam, like you don't know nothing about me. Like I went to school to dedicate myself. I worked really hard, and I'm here volunteering to help your child read. Now that I'm trying to help you, you don't want nothing to do with me just because I'm quote unquote like a dude with the suit. So I would just say that y'all on point. But oftentimes that comes with the schism because the people don't really want to hear from the people who quote unquote who they view as quote unquote making it.
But you know what it is, real quick? You know what it is? It's the irresponsibility of some of the parents in our community of teaching our children how to respect authority.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
we like to use this excuse because authority's never been kind to us as far as like, you know, like slavery and police systems or whatever. But it's deeper than that.
Which
Because
is
you're
made
supposed to
up.
respect your teachers, you're supposed to respect your elders, you're supposed to respect anybody trying to teach you something to help you learn. Parents should be establishing respect from their children to give to adults, right?
Mm-hmm.
But because we like to be like, you can't tell my baby nothing, and everybody's special, everybody gets a trophy culture. If you don't teach your child that you have to respect authority, there's discipline involved, and there's rules and regulations, you end up in jail, you end up shot, you end up in prison, you'll end up jumped. You know
No,
what I'm
no.
saying?
What I was saying was the kid was cool when I would talk to the
No,
parents.
you're
Like,
right. But I know, and I agree because I heard the story clearly, but I'm not even speaking about that child.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
oh, okay, I got you.
parent
Yeah,
culture
yeah, 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 yeah,
where it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
you can't say nothing to my child. Like our
You
parents
can't.
grew up in an era
Mm-hmm.
where you got beat in front of the class, or you got beat by the principal.
Yeah, they done took all that shit
Yup,
You
away,
see what I'm
bro.
saying?
that's a
We come
fact.
from the era where like my mom and dad could have
We
came in
caught the
and
butt
beat us
in.
in class.
Yeah, we were the
right.
blessed generation,
We
bro.
could have got our tails whooped in the grocery store anytime,
Yes.
anywhere.
Right, hey,
Yeah.
got your ass whooped right there where it went wrong.
Yeah, you act out, they show out. Yeah, I'll show out where you act out. That's what my mom used to say.
Yeah.
So you go to culture now, you yell at your kid too hard, CPS is coming.
Yep.
So you
Yeah.
got that, and then when you're trying to even teach a child something, the parent tries to reprimand you on that. So what I'm saying is the lack of appreciation for authority, especially in our culture, will have a person like John Morant who has a $250 million contract, not respect authority and say, "Oh, he's already rich." You know, he lost $33 million by not making the All NBA team.
Hey, you know what?
So it's like just like AB who walked out on a $50 million contract. Oh, he's already rich, bro. 50 million is 50 million. 33 million is 33 million. Like you say that as if 33 million isn't 33 million. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, let's stop.
Yeah, we got to stop that as a culture. Well,
As
here's
a
the thing: a certain
Hey, can I throw
segment
something in
of a
there real quick?
culture.
Can I throw something in there real quick?
Yeah, go
Oh
ahead. Go ahead.
yeah.
Could John Morant not want his dad? Could it be that John Morant dad don't want to say nothing because he know if he may say something, John Morant may cut him off from the bag? See, the bag may turn your dad into a yes man.
The bag got different, so the daddy got different.
Yo,
The dad
hey,
might
yo,
be like, yo,
hey, yo,
you got the money,
hey,
son.
yo.
You the daddy. Let me hold the money, daddy.
Hey, yo. Hey, man, you see T Rain up there hitting the nigga wiggle with Usher and CMG and them boys up there, man. He hey, listen, all he trying to tell you, I bet he probably is telling his son the right thing to do. And he's like, yeah, I hear you, Pop. and going right back outside. You ain't telling a 23-year-old nothing to do, man. Just like Lil Meech. You tell him, hey man, you can't be out here sliding Summer Walker, run around here snitching when they pull you over with the guns at the airport, and he gonna be, oh yeah, I hear you, He don't care. He dressed like a Oompa Loompa anyways, right? He ain't got no drip.
Hey,
but listen, that's neither here nor there. I'm gonna let you go. Go ahead, because I want to pass it back to Dave.
Because when you got the bad, them old niggas start telling you they secrets. Then like, yo, son, I just need to get a little. Give me 5,000. I'm gonna get a little bit of cocaine, and it's gonna be what? Like what? You can smoke cocaine? You be 23, don't know what you hearing.
Listen, I just personally think I'm gonna pass to Dave. I just personally think that, especially with our culture, just like when he was trying to teach the child and the mom said something, or you got T. Morant who's hitting the nigga wiggle on the sidelines, we be enabling our kids, and Lord forbid they're actually good or a generational talent who bringing in millions. You can't tell that child nothing at 23 years old. Go ahead, Dave.
Oh yeah, I want to just say, yeah, y'all are right. Y'all definitely on point. I think that it's probably, he made. So I teach sport management, and if we just gonna be honest, a lot of us, some parents from poverty mindset, not necessarily poverty, they use their kids as like a lottery ticket. So I'm investing everything into you athletically, not mentally, socially, spiritually, emotionally. I just need you to get to the bag so I could be good. And then you don't develop the character. And so I'll say this and I get off. One of like my favorite quotes is they say sometimes your time can take you places where your character's not ready. And when you do, you mess up the bag.
Sometimes your talent can take you
places where your character is not ready. So when you're very talented, we only focus on the talent. You can be really good at math, podcasting, you could be whatever. But if your character's not there, you're just gonna mess it up. Like, look at how many people in the NBA had a chance, was doing something silly, messed it up. Like the person who was getting ready to be a manager, tricking off on their wife. Kwame Kilpatrick in Detroit. Any elected white black person, wasn't that Anthony Weiner? This man was getting ready to become the vice president of the United States, and he cheated on his wife who got cancer.
You seen they did the Marion Barry, and who was the bussy boy in Florida? What was his name?
Andrew Gillum.
Andrew Gillum got caught with his.
That's y'all Democratic boy.
Got caught with his ass in the air in the drugs on the table.
Oh
allegedly.
no, Andrew Gillum.
You could look at
the bathhouse sauna or what?
What's old boy who just got caught lying? That Republican, George Santos, is that his name?
Oh yeah, they caught him in drag. Yeah, allegedly. Yeah, they caught him.
My man couldn't even be elected 2 months without getting charged.
Hey man, listen, dog. It's a crazy world. That's why we got to come out here reporting on it. I can't put my head in the sand that like I don't see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? This is some bullshit. Just like this John Morant, niggas losing $250 million bags, and niggas telling us we slow. We don't know what's going on.
Hey, can I throw something else to you?
Call in, educate us. Do the knowledge.
Can I throw another curveball to y'all?
Yeah.
Back on the dad situation. Could it be better for a young black man to come from a single mother household? Because, you always hear these niggas out there be like, yo, I can't go out here and mess up because I got to make some money for my mama.
I'm going to say no. He just needs a mentor. So,
he got a daddy. He should need no damn mentor.
Nah, and
our dad's not created equal. Let's just be honest.
You're right, but even him being John Morant, I feel like there's been enough former athletes, current athletes, and other father figures that came into his life that has probably all told him the same thing, and he's rebelling in real time. So I don't think it's about he's not around the right people to guide him. I think he's choosing his company, and he's doing things that a 23-year-old with a $250 million contract plus endorsements, most likely, this is what he's doing.
I heard Gilbert say
hold
something.
on,
Gilbert Arena.
Let me bring this. If you look at Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, these people came from money, so I think you need like a strong father, not just a father, like a strong father. There's been plenty, like Grant Hill. We can go down the list and name a whole bunch of people, who played in the league.
Good fathers.
Yeah, so I think that's what it is. You need a good father, and if you're not gonna have a good father, You need some good mentors, brothers, cousins, uncles to fill in that gap.
Derrick Rose, yeah.
Yeah, when you're young, that way you get that training. What Frederick Douglass say? It's easier to build children than repair broken men. Like this man is a father. How you gonna tell somebody taking care of a child, taking care of a whole bunch? Like they already missed the mark on him.
You gonna be what you gonna be, man. I don't know if you seen this Instagram post. He was a kid. You know what I'm saying? He was on that, he was on that Chief Keef Sosa, that thugging. As a, like he was in middle school, but it is what it is, man. We're just seeing the manifestation of
We
this
just need to
generation's young man.
we didn't need to take, like you say, we make FBA look bad. We need to take this out of our
Yeah,
culture,
we need to
period.
ostracize him, chastise him, and we need to come at anybody who's trying to stop us, like a JJ Redick or any type of liberal politician playing good cop, and that we want to be American. And any type of angle that isn't John Morant is dead wrong because he's irresponsible with the contracts he signed and the obligations that he's agreed to. And this being the second time in 6 months something like this has happened, there's no reason why anybody should be talking anything other than he should be reprimanded and there should be some punishment and down off of sheer irresponsibility and what's the word I'm looking for? When you like fuck up extra jobs, not malcontent. It's I don't know. It's one of the
Malpractice.
No, not malpractice. It's like insubordination.
And JJ Redick knowing good damn well he'll call the police if he sees some niggas riding down the street bouncing with a gun out. Stop it, JJ Redick.
Hey, that's what I be saying.
You wouldn't be on there telling some, well, he got a right to have
As
his
an
Second
American,
Amendment
when
to
the
ride
last
up the
time-
gun and be a nigger in my neighborhood.
Listen, once white people start talking about we have rights as Americans when we doing nigga shit, that's how you know the jigs is in. Never had the right as American. I never heard JJ Redick come on saying niggas had the right as American do nothing else. When niggas start waving guns in the air and Tech 9s and AKs and Rugers, now we got rights as Americans. All right.
Yeah, when your wife want to run up the street in her tights, she don't want to see no niggas bouncing.
To the young boy. All right, man. What's the next topic, man?
Oh, your boy, man. Your boy.
Salute Dave who called in, man. For salute. He always has some good commentary.
Your boy Jay Prince, man.
Yeah, Jay Prince trying to pull some mafia Godfather in the sweatsuit with NBA YoungBoy. And did he post that picture with NBA YoungBoy Birdman?
I don't know if he posted the picture.
Because that picture looked pretty recent.
That do look recent.
I looked at NBA YoungBoy's shoes. He had the Kanye boots on.
Oh,
so to me, that was a dead giveaway. I was like, this looks pretty recent.
And I was thinking that because didn't him and Jay Prince have some type of what you call it when he took the keys?
Yeah.
Whatever.
That's why I'm like, wonder what this was about.
Yeah, I was surprised to see.
You want to read out what Jay Prince said?
Yeah, I can read out what Jay Prince said. Let me see here. Jay Prince said, you all can see I had a good time kicking it with the homies in Utah. On behalf of my little homie YB, me and my brother Birdman was able to have a real conversation face to face. We talked about the past, the present, the future. Most importantly, we left each other with mutual respect moving forward. Even though I wasn't there for the meeting with Birdman, I must say, Lord works in mysterious ways.
Pause. What he just didn't you start that off by saying he was having a conversation with Birdman?
He said he was having a conversation with Birdman. He said, even though I wasn't there for the meeting with Birdman, I must say the Lord works in mysterious ways. I don't know what he meant by that.
You just explained the whole conversation you had and then said it. Well, although I wasn't there, I'm just following you. I'm not even following you. I'm following him.
Brother Birdman.
I'm following him.
I don't know. That's kind of fucked up, right? He said to the little homie, as I have privately, how I said to you privately, I would say to you publicly that Drake is my son. He rolled with me. Therefore, I think it's a good idea to take him off your enemy list because the truth of the matter is that we got nothing but love for Dirk and your accomplishments.
Okay.
I'm just wish
This is like you're clout chasing because
Again.
NBA YoungBoy ain't gonna run up and fight Drake. Like him and Drake are never gonna get into a point where somebody's gonna get dropped or Biden's gonna get squabbled. Like none of that.
That's what I was thinking.
So like, why are you trying to jump out like you gotta defend Drake? Like Drake didn't ask you to do this. You're just trying to like stay relevant in NBA YoungBoy news because he's been trending the last 2 weeks. And it's that same whack 100 Charleston White thing where you got these some of these elderly black men in the culture who try to clout chase off the young guys who are going viral at the time. And I just don't understand why Jay Prince has to come out and say something. Like, who needed Jay Prince to comment on this? Like, NBA YoungBoy really, like, what does this mean? Why? Who asked for Jay Prince to call a stop to this? I just don't understand.
I'm tired of mob ties, Jay Prince. I mean, salute to Jay Prince, whatever.
I don't even know why we're saluting him.
I mean, I'm just saluting because
to hip hop, to like the things
but he just
done,
always seemed like he come out at the wrong moment. Everything he say is just like hard to understand. I think he said he sent his brother to talk to Birdman. He probably pulled up last minute to take a picture with him or whatever. I think this nigga Jay Prince see now, bro.
I think something might be wrong too because he just be jumping in. It's like he's like when you and your brother and your cousin sitting around talking, and like your uncle or your dad be like, "What? Said something?" And like think y'all talking. Like, no, I ain't say nothing. That's what he is. It's like he be thinking like y'all talking to him, but y'all ain't really talking to him. Because he just comes out of nowhere with these weird posts talking about we talk about the past, present, and the future. Very in-depth, fruitful conversation. Even though I wasn't even there. It's like, oh, what? What are you talking about? Did you talk these niggas in your head?
We might have talked to him on the phone. I don't know what day.
Man, get this nigga up out of here, man. Jay Prince, you just come in here and volunteering L's once again. We didn't even ask you to comment on this. It's like what Dave Chappelle said. Like, who gives a fuck what Ja Rule got to say at a time like this? Like, who cares what Jay Prince got to say at a time like this?
Somebody said he was saving YB's life from
man. Drake ain't touching a fly, bro. How is Drake?
You don't want to end up
how's
like
everybody else,
X.
bro? How's everybody else getting touched? Nobody can touch YoungBoy. Not Dirk. Not none of these guys can lay a finger on a YoungBoy. But Drake's supposed to do it, man. Get out of here,
think YoungBoy the feds, bro.
I don't think YoungBoy the feds. I think
this nigga do too much not to be in jail, bro.
He was in jail though. He was locked up.
When?
Bro, he was in jail for like a good year. And he beat the charge because like the gun wasn't his at the video shoot or something.
I'm gonna tell you one. I don't know this off topic a little bit, but one person who is going to jail, and you haven't really talked about him, YNW Melly. That boy going to jail.
I mean, they say he was driving around with 2 bodies in the trunk. I haven't seen that charge get like dropped or disputed. So once they said that a couple years ago, I was like, yeah, it's about to be a wrap for him. Now, if they can change that up or if they don't have to use that in the court, maybe. But this case was going on for so long, I don't know. Maybe they're draining his assets, and now they want to start a case. I don't know why it took. What? How many years has he been locked up? Like five, like 4 or 5 years. He got locked up, 2018 and 2019.
Yeah, but he going to jail.
Yeah. So enough NBA YoungBoy John Morant talk. What's the next topic we have?
Oh, did you want to do the playoff updates?
Playoff updates, absolutely. So to be honest, I was disappointed that the dude Victor Whoop-de-Whoop from France is going to go to the Spurs. Not because I don't think the Spurs are a good organization, but more because they were able to get David Robinson and Tim Duncan. Now they're going to get this guy. And outside of Pop and the player development, that's going to probably help him. I feel like he should have went to like a different market, different team. That's it. I just don't want to see the Spurs and him. I just don't want to see the Spurs win. It's enough of the Spurs, but I'm not really tripping. He's going to go to the West. I'm in the East. It's not going to matter. And after a certain point, he's probably going to leave a small market and go to a big team like LA or something. You know what I'm saying? I think that's another reason why they do put some of these generational talents in the smallest markets. Like, in a way, because it's like you can play here your first 5-6 years, and if you want to leave after that, you can go to a LA, or you can go to a Philly, or you can go to New York. But for the most part, we want to get your first 4 or 5 years, kind of like how they did with Zion in New Orleans, or LeBron in Cleveland, where you're going to be a generational talent, or a Kevin Durant with Seattle or OKC. Like, you're going to be such a generational talent. We can put you in a small market, and you can pretty much drive up the ratings and drive up, the team prestige as you're there. Going to what's going on in the playoffs, the Lakers right now, as last time I checked, they were up 51-48 with a minute and 30 seconds left in the second quarter before halftime. I think Lakers started Hachimura, the black Asian dude who they subbed in the second half against the Nuggets game 1, and they had a massive comeback, and he was able to kind of play a point center and take Jokic out of position on defense and being able to penetrate that. Looks like Darvin Ham has made some adjustments because the Nuggets are not scoring 70 points this half. It's more of a slowed down basketball pace. Lakers are one of the best defensive teams in the NBA. And right now it looks like they're slowing the game down, and it's going to be a different fourth quarter. Going to the Eastern Conference, because Lakers are trying to tie it up 1-1. Going to the Eastern Conference, Miami Heat won against the Boston Celtics. I think it was like 123-116.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy Butler came in crazy, did his clutch shooting. You know what I'm saying? Stealing. He had like 6 steals, 35 points, like 7 rebounds, 5 assists. Jason Tatum only took 4 shots in the second half. Didn't shoot at all in the fourth quarter. LeBron just threw an alley-oop to Hachimura. They're up 53-48. But the Heat had like a 46-point third quarter. Threes were raining. The Celtics, their coach didn't call a timeout, and their coach only 34 years old. And one thing I'll say about Ime Udoka was that he was a very good defensive coach. And the Boston Celtics last year, a lot of people were trying to say that the Celtics had one of the best defenses of all time, which is crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? But that was one of the propaganda narratives that they were saying the Celtics had one of the best defenses in NBA history last year, right? But you fire the coach. Their coach isn't there anymore, right?
Mm-hmm.
You fire the coach, and you bring in this new guy, right? The new guy, like I said, he's 34. He has an emphasis on offense, but because you have an emphasis on offense, but your team identity has more of a softer side because you have Jason Tatum, you don't know how to stop the bleeding against the Heat. And last year against the Celtics, we weren't really putting up nowhere close to 46 points in a quarter. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It was more of a defensive struggle. Now, because you took that defensive mindset away from the head coach and replaced it with somebody who does offense, us with Eric Spoelstra and our experience and our championship pedigree showed last night when the tides turned and adversity came to us. We responded to get on a run at halftime. When adversity came to the Celtics, they couldn't stop our scoring. They couldn't call a timeout. They couldn't compose themselves. And I think even with the home court advantage that the Celtics have, I do think that the Heat took advantage of being a more experienced team and who wants it more. And if that can be a precedent towards the series, then the Heat will be Eastern Conference champions going to NBA Finals. But it was just game 1. The Heat won game 1 last year at home, and the series went 7. So at the end of the day, we're going to see what it is. I really do like the way the Heat came and won that game. Jimmy Butler picking up Jason Tatum on defense and then still being able to score on offense and hit 3-pointers. Also with the assist. Couldn't ask for nothing more from the Heat, especially the 3-pointers from Strus, from Kevin Love. Kevin Love was probably the biggest piece to the Miami Heat. And it said we're going to lose the Celtics, but we just won. So we literally just won yesterday. So I don't know what you're talking about. We can take that comment off because, I mean, we won. So, like, playoff Jimmy Buckets, you know what time it is. And before we wrap that up, let me look at the score. It's just hit halftime. Let me see. Damn. Like I said, last time I checked, it was like 55-48.
53-48.
Oh, 53-48.
Lakers way. I pray to God that LeBron James don't go to the finals, bro. Man, LeBron James.
You said go live when the Heat game come on. Man, I probably should. But I don't know. I don't want to really I don't know. Maybe I should. We'll see. If the game comes on tomorrow, we might.
It come on tomorrow. Let me see. Tomorrow at 8:30.
Friday night 8:30.
It's a game too, though. So
Yeah,
it's
we
not
might.
really a game-changing game.
Yeah, we might. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what's going on. I might stream one of these games.
You gotta see.
live.
You gotta stream the important games. Like,
I mean, this is important. This is the Eastern Conference Finals.
but I do think, who do Denver have that's a star?
Hey, yo,
on
Black
their
and
team?
Bang, you feel me, dog? I had to ignore that, man. Who said that too? Terra Sun 222. You gotta show your face before we start answering questions like, "What's your sign?"
That's a black woman question,
I mean, that I just wanted. We just got to confirm you're a woman.
and they don't know it, and they know it don't mean nothing. They just want to know.
We got to confirm it's a
so
woman.
they can
We ain't-
classify how they gonna manipulate.
whatever they want to do. Just not. This ain't a love connection. This is Perspectives and Facts podcast. You know, what's the next topic we have before we get up out of here today? Yeah, Eric Spoelstra. The reason why he's never won Coach of the Year, I think, is because he's always had high expectations and he's always made the playoffs and he never surprises anybody.
Mm-hmm.
That's why Eric Spoelstra doesn't win Coach of the Year, and I'm cool he doesn't win Coach of the Year because everybody who's won that award gets fired.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm perfectly fine with that. I think we're going to go to the finals, and I think we can win a championship, and I think we can beat the Lakers because I don't think this LeBron James is a 2020 LeBron James. I like to see if he is, but I'm a Heat fan, and I think we can beat anybody in the league. And that's just how I feel. And I just think that we haven't proven wrong. We've been in the Eastern Conference Finals 3 out of the last 4 straight years. You know what I'm saying? Back-to-back years.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much more we have to prove.
Yeah, you wanted to talk about the Tupac. I don't even know what the documentary called.
Yeah, the Tupac documentary on
Dear
FX,
Mama.
Dear Mama. It was.
I'm not gonna play a quick trailer if you wanna.
Yeah, we can. I'm pretty sure we won't get flagged for a goddamn trailer.
Tupac Shakur, and I attend Tampapai High School, and I'm 17 years old.
It was my responsibility to teach Tupac how to survive his reality.
My mother taught me to analyze society and not be quiet. If there's something
Tupac is never old news.
Because,
right?
like, I gotta go to the beginning. My mother was a Black Panther, and she was really involved in the movement.
My mother never let me forget my history, hoping I was set free. Chains that were put on me.
It was very difficult for me to be a mom, but I knew very well how to protect my children.
And who thinking elementary? Hey, I see the penitentiary one day.
I've spent a great deal of my own life in prison. I never wanted it to happen to my son.
I have a revolutionary story that I must tell. My hands refuse to be beaten by this tormented cell.
I think my mother knew that freedom wouldn't come in her lifetime, just like I know that it won't come in mine. My mama was a crack addict. I ended up in Baltimore on welfare with no life.
Alan Hughes made this movie.
Mm-hmm.
The nigga that Pop beat up.
Yeah, and they talk about it in here. They did a really great job.
Oh nah, bro.
What do you mean?
I wouldn't want them niggas making no movie about him.
Bro, he talked to his family. It was a really good movie.
I'm talking about Pac. I'm talking about the family. Bro.
I understand, but at the same time, Pac was getting cool with a lot of people that he had issues with when he was coming out of prison. He had at least ambitions to get back cool. You gotta watch it, bro. You say you Pac. Listen, there's one thing. You can't say like you are a fan, like with the Tupac movie, right? I didn't watch it, but I never judged it based off of the clips I've seen or how much people trash it because I never seen it.
I don't want his enemies doing a movie about him.
That's not his enemies.
When somebody say Pac Rainbow, stop it.
I mean, they can say whatever they want. You gotta stick. Let's stick to topic. What I'm saying is this: it was really good documentary. Everybody has good reviews about it.
But I was wondering why I was hearing Alan Hughes talk about Pac.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, if everybody has seen good reviews about it, you probably trust me on my Pac opinions. I'm telling you, it was really, really, really good.
Well, my
It's
overall opinion
you know,
about Pac is not the same as I got older.
No, I feel you, but I just feel like
I feel like Pac was a little bit immature for what was going on, and I feel like his immaturity. I feel like he was smart in some ways, but kind of dumb in others. Now that I get older and I think about true survival, I feel like Pac was just doing too much. But I can respect Pac far as my youth, though.
Yeah, and I think in this they kind of show you that element of him doing too much, but they also kind of remind you like he's like 21 when he's doing it. 22.
I understand
23.
that. So I put him at the stage. I look at Pac now like the NBA YoungBoy of today, bro. Like, not saying he like Pac, because Pac had more. Everything made sense in the 90s.
Yeah, and
Shit that don't make sense now, so nothing makes sense.
And I would say this is on point with Resurrection.
Mm-hmm.
Because Resurrection was 2 hours. This is a docu-series, so it's a 45 minutes, 45 minute to 50-minute parts. So is this better than Resurrection? I'll say yeah, only because it's a good 5 hours worth of Tupac information versus
you don't got that soundtrack though.
Yeah, it do.
You do got a soundtrack?
That's why I've been trying to tell you for 3 weeks.
You got a soundtrack.
That's why it's hard.
Oh
no, not like no soundtrack. Oh, you mean like a soundtrack like
Resurrection brought some new shit like
no, bro. No, and that soundtrack wasn't that hard, bro.
That soundtrack was hard.
No, bro. No, that was trash. That was ass.
Trash?
That was hot ass. And you know it was. Because that was the only thing that came out on that trash ass.
I think 50 Cent had a verse.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. We had some fucking.
Now I'm gonna tell you the best
2-pack of ass bars on that.
The best
Nobody
person that used a pop song after he died was Ja Rule. I'm gonna keep it
what?
Ja. Well, he redid Pain.
There, yeah, okay, maybe.
You know what?
It was cool.
It was cool. That's how you know it was good. When niggas say
it was cool. Something that thing about, I'm like, yeah, it was cool.
Pain is love, yeah, you know. All right, we're gonna finish this trade.
Lights on in high school. He was pissed off that he was often left to fend for himself.
He was suffering.
When I was young, me and my mama had beef, 17 years old, kicked out on the streets. We never spent time together. She was always speaking and going to colleges and everything. And then after that was over, it was more time spent with me, and we both just like, you're my mother, and she was like, you're my son, and what do we do? I finally understand for a woman it ain't easy trying to raise a man.
I wanted him to have a place where he found beauty, integrity, and strength within himself.
And there's no way I could pay you back, but my plan is to show you that I understand. You all appreciate it.
Shit kind of making me want to watch it. I will hear your review on it though.
And this is my review. This is one thing I will say, right? Why does fat ass breathing asthma attack cross-eyed big dirty nigga Biggie get street cred when his no because we're gonna get on his fat ass. Okay, we're gonna get his hot dog backpack neck having ass. That's what we're gonna do. Coogee sweater copying ass nigga. We're gonna get on his motherfucking ass.
I like what Un said about you told me to watch the Un
and Un is great. It's good, right?
But he's saying some good shit about
But guess
Biggie.
what? Biggie went to private school, right? Biggie's mom now we don't know. Biggie's mom kept a good job, didn't Biggie's mom kept that stable house since Biggie came up, right?
Mom wasn't FBA, so she didn't have her nose in the dumb shit like FBA always do. Let's keep it up.
No, because Pac's
FBA
mom
always keep no drama.
Listen, Pac's family revolutionized America, and they were putting laws and bills in place that are still reigning to this day, like the Free Care Act, where anybody, regardless of health insurance or not, is able to get a care in a hospital. That's a nationwide policy. That's a nationwide policy that Afeni Shakur wrote up, regardless of who it's for. That's still legislation wrote up. So regardless if your mom worked in a hospital, Pac's mom wrote legislation that's put in hospitals to this day. So you can't sit here and say that they didn't do it. You can't see, but that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to come in our country and make things better. On top of that, no.
Over here and get 4 jobs.
On top of the fact that his mom also defended herself in the court of law. So and won. So at the end of the day, you can't sit up here, and that's why I say you need to watch this. You can't sit up here and categorize anybody associated with Tupac as not being the realest niggas in the history of America. And that's why niggas need to watch documentary, because everybody would say, oh, Pac wasn't gangster, oh, Pac was street, oh, Pac, oh, he was an actor. He was just like, yo, Pac had a harder life than like 99% of rappers or niggas who made it famous. So anybody that ever tried to act like he came from something that wasn't real is preaching a falsehood, because his parents, his godparents, his aunts and uncles were all into all types of Black Panther liberation, crime, just anything you could think of as being a real nigga in the 60s and 70s. That's what his people was on. And to say, oh, well, his people got hooked on crack or drugs, whatever, you'll understand that story too, about having PTSD, about coming from the Black Panther, COINTELPRO, and dealing with all that in real time and being from that. Like, it's easy for us to sit back and laugh at them and our ancestors from reading on it and having revisionist history. But if we didn't live through that, it's something that we can't understand or even grasp. And to be a child from that Pac was, right? It's from being kind of going through like his mom being pregnant with him as she's incarcerated, him coming to this world, like I said, his upbringing from him, getting picked on, his family getting picked on, a certain place in New York, or how he start, being a theater kid at early, doing Raising the Sun at Apollo during Jesse Jackson's presidential run, going to Baltimore because his mom had to live. His mom was moving addresses every year. They had to move. You see what I'm saying? Move to Baltimore. Him being in school in Baltimore for 2 years, really flourishing as an actor, and doing certain things. And his mom, fall off the wagon, had to move to Oakland. Like, he's had a very hard life, even when he got to rapping and they started detailing certain things that was going on with him, things really only got kind of like worse internally, mentally. Even when they beat him in Oakland for jaywalking, it was same day Trap was premiering on MTV, and that beating gave him alopecia, and that's the reason why he had to cut his hair. Like, niggas don't even know that shit. You see what I'm saying? So like, niggas like talk crazy, but it's like, dog, unless you do your research, like, what the fuck are you even saying? Or when he was going to some of those Black Panthers, some of those pro-black, with Khalid Muhammad, or NAACP, conventions and speeches where they want to bring him on, he went there and cussing all them old ass niggas out. Like, where were y'all? Nobody called me. Nobody called none of these kids that's coming from y'all and checked up on y'all. Like, I'm just a nigga who survived, who can sit here and cuss y'all out in the face. But at the end of the day, like, Tupac was the realest nigga. Like, he was the realest nigga ever. And you can sit here and try to, hate, but if you love that fat back nigga Biggie Smalls with the cross-eyed,
why you gotta shit on
Biggie, I'm shitting on this fat ass nigga wearing size 15 shoe with his big toe poking out, because he gets street cred as if, like I said, his mom didn't keep him in a stabilized home, put him through private school, and he still chose the street life, still got caught up doing dumb shit, and then eventually, became a rapper because he was one of the best rappers of all time. But he gets credit for being a street nigga, and Pac is looked at as some actor who wasn't outside when Pac was more outside than Biggie.
No, this is the thing.
So what? So it's like
Biggie
people try to overstate.
Smarter than Pac, not much smarter, but a little smarter. To the point where Biggie knew to keep his mouth closed, and Biggie
not so much because you got killed.
Well,
so you weren't smart enough. You got killed a year earlier.
Puff. He can't help.
Yes, you can. You cannot go to. You can go to London like you were supposed to, and not go to L.A. You're a grown ass man. You had choices, and you made yours. Just like Pac. If everybody say, "Oh, Pac was stupid," "Oh, Pac was a puppet for Suge," well, Biggie was a puppet for Biggie. I mean, Biggie was a puppet for Puff Daddy. It's like people always like to move the goalposts and have some type of bias with Biggie, as if Biggie was some type of made man and he got it off the crack game. Like, no, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. He was a school kid who sold crack on the block, got caught up because, you know what I'm saying, and got affiliated with certain people, and he was a great rapper and eventually broke through the game. But Pac, you want to talk about who had a harder life, Biggie did not have a harder upbringing than Tupac. And just because Tupac was a complex individual, multifaceted individual, and comes from a very well-renowned family background who self-educate themselves, doesn't mean he should be getting knocked for being the offspring of Black Panthers. If anything, Tupac should be looked at as Black royalty. But because we gotta talk about the fat nigga cross-eyed. If we gotta shit on the Black Revolution royalty nigga who came up and was a Black messiah and a prophet until they killed him at 25, I can definitely shit on this fat big lip nigga named Biggie Smalls.
The difference between Pac and Biggie upbringing is simple. Pac was an FBA. He was born into that struggle. Parents decided,
speaking of Trey J, hey, listen, I've been to New York like hella times, and we going back. We going back. Hey, pardon, we going back in June, right? Yeah, we'll be in New York in June, so I don't know what you're talking about. We last days up in New York. We last days in subways. Come on, man.
Pac parents decided to fight the power, protest, do all that fly shit, and Biggie mother decided, I'm gonna work 4-5 jobs and provide for my child. Pac grew up emotional and ended up getting himself killed by making emotional reactions and doing emotional things and cosplaying. Does he keep it a buck?
It's not cosplaying. And this is what I'm saying. Even with this is what I'm saying, bro.
Cosplaying as a thug.
And this is my issue. We say he's cosplaying as a thug, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what will qualify you to be a thug?
Pop, it wasn't really about that, right? It
Like
was
you, like
bro,
people act like Pop came from the
then,
suburb.
bro.
People act like Pop came from the suburb. If you're talking about somebody who was poor, ghetto,
Pop was exposed to other things. Pop was exposed to the fine arts.
Bro, you act like people who
better.
aren't. You act like there's not white people who are exposed to fine arts that aren't murderers.
That's like Kanye.
What are we saying?
That's
You act
like
people,
Kanye going out thugging right now, bro.
Bro, Kanye had a better
He
upbringing
could
than Tupac.
sell. He had
Kanye's
the
mom
same
was
upbringing.
Kanye's
mom was a revolutionary.
No, Kanye's mom was a college professor.
She was a revolutionary. I grew up with my mom sitting in the sit-ins, and then I was born.
His dad was more. No, Kanye will tell you his dad was more revolutionary. His mom was more of the feminist liberal movement. She got brainwashed by certain people in Chicago and split from the dad, and got a nice college job, moved the family to that cool house, and she was a stabilized mom. So she didn't come.
The Black
hold on.
Panther
So Kanye
was
didn't come up
movement, bro.
Kanye didn't come up the same way as Tupac. Tupac came up harder than Biggie and Kanye. That's why I keep trying to tell y'all.
Panthers was a liberal.
Regardless of what movement it was, they still had guns. They still killed police officers, pulled off bank robberies, pulled off people escaping from prison, sent people to Cuba. What are we talking about? One court cases, had free food programs. Like you got like Black Panthers didn't accomplish what they accomplished because you want to align them with some type of political ideology. The Black Panthers are still the Black Panthers,
but they wasn't encouraging people to work hard.
Yeah, they were.
Come up out the mess.
Yeah, they were.
Don't be radical.
You're saying don't be radical in 2023. You didn't grow up in the 50s and 60s and coming from Jim Crow and seeing the presidents get their head blown off and black leaders getting their head blown off. The 60s was a radical time for anything anti-establishment. Anything and anybody under the age of like 50 was anti-establishment because you were sending people to Vietnam. They were coming back on heroin. The draft. You got all these other issues going on in America. You got the Cold War. You got communism. We keep having this one thing that we need to stop doing is having revisionist history on a time that we never lived in. And anytime we see some historical documents, it was way worse than the time we live in before. I mean, the time we live in now. And all I'm saying about Tupac, the reason why I'm talking about Biggie or I'm talking about Kanye or these other people is because we give all these other cats, Jay-Z, we get everybody else street passes for rumors and tales that their people that are on the payroll get to back up. When we have a historical document, we have 50,000 people telling you Tupac beat up these niggas, shot the police, jumped on these motherfuckers, cussed these niggas out, dropped this album, stood on this and stood on that. He was still fake. He was an actor. No, just say you're a Tupac hater and just say that you staying on the side that your favorite rapper isn't the realest nigga. Just say that. And that's okay. That's okay. And sometimes people resent
Tupac.
No, you do. But what I'm saying is sometimes the Tupac hate is just people resenting that their favorite rapper isn't on the Tupac pedestal instead of just accepting that Tupac is Tupac of hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
And your favorite rapper, no matter if he tried to imitate, will never be what Tupac was. Even if you say, oh, Biggie was the best MC, but people like, yeah, Tupac was bigger than that. Oh, Jay-Z's the most, yeah, but Tupac was bigger than that. Like people put Tupac up more of a comparison to Malcolm X or Martin Luther King or to a black revolutionary or to a black person who actually means more than the music than actual a musician. Mm-hmm. And that's the part a lot of Tupac haters don't like to accept, that Pac is bigger than hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
And I think a lot of people, once you get older and as you get older, you lose a lot of admiration for Pac because you see he was just young and dumb. I'm a big Pac fan, but I see a lot of stuff that he did was just young and dumb. From the rape case, from everything else, bro, it was just being young and dumb. Yes, he had some smarts, but who knows? Tupac might, I ain't gonna say all that, but still, we don't know.
All I'm saying is if Tupac was stupid for the way he died, Biggie was equally as stupid for going to LA. No matter of fact, Biggie was even more stupid for how he died. Because see, Tupac was just going to the Vegas and they just end up running down on Orlando Anderson.
I'm not comparing. I'm talking about I'm not talking about how he died, bro. I'm talking about the Tupac philosophy.
Right.
once you get older, you will see that it was a flawed philosophy.
What philosophy was that?
It's just the whole thug life model, like the whole like we're gonna be radical, we're gonna be thug, we're gonna sit up, we're gonna smoke, we're gonna drink, we're gonna blah blah blah, all that type of shit. It really don't, you know what I mean? That's just a better way to crash out quicker, I would say.
I just think I would implore everybody to watch the documentary and watch it, because even if you're not a Pac fan, if you're a hip hop fan, if you're a fan of just being black or whatever, you can't just dismiss it. I ain't gonna watch, fuck it, because it's like, nigga, how you gonna know anything about anything if you don't educate yourself on what the fuck was impactful at certain times that shaped culture, right?
Mm-hmm.
So from that premise, I don't implore anybody to watch it. Me being a Pac fan, I enjoyed it so much. I delayed watching part 3, 4, and 5 because it was like something. It's new Pac content, so it's like I kind of want to like stretch it out, pause, but you know what I'm saying, just want to like, so you know what I'm saying, like really enjoy every episode and not like rush through it and binge watch it like I would do other programs.
And I would say, I feel like this is the question to me. I don't know if it need an answer or not, but I feel like in the black community, we look up too much to these people who died young and don't look up enough to the people who actually survived. If that's what I want to say. It's like,
that makes sense, but I think the reason, but you know why Pac gets looked up to the way he does.
I understand it,
because Eazy-E doesn't.
Because
Eazy-E doesn't, right? Biggie, when people talk about Biggie, it's like, damn, he only dropped 2 albums. Think about all the music he would have put out with Junior Mafia and Jay-Z.
Pac get looked up to, bro. It's a different perspective. To me, I feel like Pac get noticed because he was like such a talent loss, bro. It's like,
yeah,
what if Will Smith died when he was 25?
Or Denzel,
what if Denzel Washington died? Or like Jamie Foxx died when he was 25.
Like Jay-Z didn't get
like
Jay-Z didn't drop Reasonable Doubt until he was 26.
Pac was more than a hustler. Like Eazy-E was just a hustler, bro. It's like, yo, Eazy-E gonna get in where he fit in. It's whatever. He gonna make his money. But it was like Pac was just like a great talent lost. So it's just like, yo, if that young man could have got his mind right, he could have did so much more. But by him having such a screwed outlook by all the things that he was really causing upon himself, and not really but his mom, his upbringing, that radical mindset and that energy, he didn't know how to channel that, and it really left him to the same point that his mom went to.
And I think one thing you're watching that documentary is everybody around Pac holding him accountable for certain erratic decisions he would make, where like everybody be on board with one thing and Pac would just switch it. And
Thug Life was the biggest mistake that what got him on the street shit. He should have went with the Outlaws from the beginning.
Yeah, because they say Thug Life was really, it was some gang members, and the reason why Thug Life fell off when Pac went to jail, because they say Big Psych and one of the other members went up to the record company and like they started set tripping up there. So they was like, hey, man, get this nigga shit up out of here. But
even it's still, like I say, you know what I mean? He say, who are survivors? Tell me. Who the survivors? It's just the people in your local community. It's not all about like who Pac was. It's like the people who was able to make those right decisions and still be here. It's not really celebrity based. Because I don't want to say like Jay-Z a survivor. Because like Jay-Z, I don't know what Jay-Z did. Jay-Z really didn't keep it real with a lot of his people. I know we like to talk about Jay-Z, but that's just a fact. Like Jay-Z, like where Rockefeller at? It's like, there's no reason why you let a whole building fall where everybody was eating. Not everybody around here just like
that's a
scrambling. Like
you got the Def, like you could
just so he could go up there and rub shoulders with white people.
And it's not like he did anything at Def Jam Monumental that he should have gave up Rockefeller equity
at all, bro. He should have just been like, yo, I'm gonna stick with Dame. I'm gonna fuck with you, keep you promoting. You run the business. I'm gonna goddamn go and sell my record. You don't get much percentage.
You know what it is,
and that should have been.
And you know what it is? It's just like the way Pac and Big get looked at is the same way they look at Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. Is because it's like, listen, all the niggas who survived wasn't on none of this shit. These niggas, it's like, yeah, you got a Jay-Z, but he's good, but it's like Biggie was Biggie. You know what I'm saying? Like Jay-Z and Nas
kept it real with his homies.
Listen, Biggie was number 1. Jay-Z and Nas was gonna fight over 2 and 3 until Biggie died, and then it was just a 2 and 3. Pac, after he died, it was no other Pac. Like you maybe have a DMX who kind of give you that same bald head, screaming angry nigga energy. You may have had a Ja Rule who tried to give you the same look, but at the end of the day, like you never got that replacement. You see what I'm saying? So just like with Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, it's like reason why these guys get held up in such allure is because the void was never filled when those 4 black men died. And you can tell in the 60s, the shift of the like how niggas just lost their way after Martin Luther King and Malcolm X died. Eventually, niggas just lost their way. Even after forming Black Panthers and Fred Hampton was like, you know what I'm saying, they start killing other niggas. Same way with hip hop in a way where people feel like after Pac and Biggie died, hip hop kind of lost its way, started getting more bling bling fashion, started getting into more like bullshit where at least Biggie held it up to like MCing was MCing.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, knowing how to rap was always gonna be a standard as long as Biggie was alive. Pac always having a message was always gonna be alive as long as Pac was around. Like standing for something was something Pac made look cool. And when you take away standing for something and being a lyricist away from hip hop, you're taking away the very soul of what it is to be a rapper and a hip hop artist. And I think that's why hip hop lost its way immediately after. And you got a nigga like Puff Daddy dropping No Way Out and winning a Grammy over Wu-Tang.
And I feel like Pac should have made sure he stayed around. I feel like Pac should have been smart enough to survive all the like suicidal talk and all the death talk.
It sounds good until you really see how that nigga life played out.
And I understand because I've been hearing different little things about Pac life, just how he was feeling in the moment.
Yeah, but there's a lot of things like you said that
and I
was
can
self-inflicted.
imagine you fighting the case, you doing this, doing that, and you want to just do your career.
Because he even said, like, bro, the same officer that arrested him at the hotel was the same officer that walked up on him when he was bleeding from the 5 gunshot wounds in New York, and was like made like a sarcastic comment like, "Oh, you straight" type shit, like on some inside job shit. So all I'm saying is it be sounding like, oh, but listen, a lot of stuff is deeper than what's on the surface. We're gonna
already know they like they like to wipe out bloodlines, bro. They never talk about all the other people that died in Martin Luther King family after he died. They killed his brother, killed mama. It's like, bro, come on, like
I think his brother's son.
This lady was up in church, bro,
and
they came in. Come on, bro, but they don't ever talk about that because they don't want to show you how they wipe out bloodline, how they wipe out that original gene. It's like, yo, they don't care about like the children of the people. They care about
that direct bloodline.
Yeah, that direct bloodline because after you get to a certain point, you mixing and mingling with other weak motherfuckers. Yeah, so it wipes out. Well, I feel what you're saying. Right. It's just something to think about. Like I said, I love Pac. I don't see no value in Pac as an older guy trying to go in and start a family. And you know what? I do, because Pac had a song called Turn His House Into a Happy Home. And I do feel Pac wanted to get there, but he just didn't know how to at that moment. But salute to Pac.
Yeah, I think Pac would have just been like an actor, rapper. I think Pac would have just been way more. Like at this point, if Pac would have stayed alive, like we'll be living in an alternate universe. And I think we wouldn't even be looking at him as a rapper because he would accomplish so much. He just would have been like he would have been like Kanye, but in a different lane, if you know what I mean. Like you're just a culture shifter.
He was supposed to be Kanye
type shit. Yeah.
But see, like it's like
what we see Kanye and Jay-Z.
Kanye say, I want to be Kanye, right? And he got the Kanye fans that say Kanye say, you know what? I want the Gucci Man fans. I want the goddamn Young Jeezy fans. Like they like, yo, I'm finna cosplay as Young Jeezy.
Real shit. Like how we seen 50 Cent get the vitamin water Coca-Cola deal.
Yes.
How we seen Jay-Z be an entrepreneur with 40/40 and be a label exec. How we seen Kanye shift into different avenues of business. I think Tupac was going to be like Ice Cube or Dr. Dre. I think Tupac was going to be the first to break that mold of a rapper to a real businessman.
Let me ask you this question. I know you want to wrap up.
Yeah.
But I do feel like what Pac went wrong with the thug life, like he said.
Yeah.
I think he wanted to be too entrenched into the streets more than what Ice Cube or like them people. They didn't really want to be like, yo, like grassroots with the streets like Pac wanted to be. I think that's where he went wrong. But I wanted to ask you this. I don't think Pac probably would have survived anyway because of those sexual allegation charges, bro. I think that would have bit him in his ass eventually.
I mean, who knows? I mean, back in them days in the 90s, they wasn't looking at it how they look at it now. I mean, I don't think I don't know if Kobe would have survived if he would have got them same charges in this day and age. I don't think he would have been playing basketball.
I don't think Kobe could be on social media comfortably if he was still alive.
Yeah, I just think Kobe and you say Tupac sucked that business until you understood how many businesses he had in place and how many people he had on his payroll and how many companies he was starting. Pac was very astute in business. He was even trying to get his master's from Death Row after he dropped the 3 albums. Like, Pac was a very smart business.
No, I feel like Pac was smart once they let him sit back, get off the weed, get off the drink. I think he was good.
Yeah, like when he came out of jail in 95, 96, like that whole Death Row era, I think when it came to business, Pac was on his business. He even said before he got out, he was late, he was unprofessional. He wasn't really peeping the game, how it was going. And after he came out, like he was just way more aware of like everything. That's why he was getting everything set up. He had a 24-hour production company he was about to drop, a record company he was about to drop. He's going to do Death Row. Like he had a lot of business plans lined up. So I can't really say
get involved with them East Coast niggas cosplaying, bro. It got him up out of here, bro.
On top of that, you can't say you're not a good businessman if you knew how to capitalize on your acting skills and your rapping skills simultaneously.
Yeah, he was. I feel like he just to get into that position where you starring in movies
type shit. Like you have to be a good businessman,
bro. It wasn't no rapper doing that back then.
Talented too, yeah, talented. He was immensely talented, but I think you have to have a certain level of business to even get yourself in these rooms.
Even if he didn't have no business, bro, he had everything he needed to get in the door. All he had to do was get his shit organized, and there goes the business. It's like,
yeah,
having what you need to get into the door is hard enough. Like,
yeah,
him and Ice Cube is the only people I seen do that.
Yeah, facts. So I think we're gonna wrap up the show. Perspectives Facts Podcast, episode 74. This is a really good show, J Doug. I really appreciate it.
It was a good conversation.
Yeah, caller tapping in.
Dave.
Yeah, salute Dave. Salute Blackman Bane. Salute the Gray Area. Salute to Jay Savage in the building. Hit likes. Make sure likes for viewers. Salute to Trey J. Salute everybody in New York. You know what I'm saying? Salute to Scobie. I think he's in the building. Salute Teddy. Salute to Lenny Trees, especially Lenny Trees. Lenny Trees always tapping into the show. Salute Pardon. We got some merch about to drop. Yeah, I really appreciate this conversation. It was a dope episode. I always love talking about hip hop, sports. Hip-hop is always a good conversation because we can always have different opinions. It's a great episode. You guys have a great weekend. We'll see you guys back at the top of the week.
Bitch, when you meet her, make sure you dress in the
100, almost 1,300 subscribers. Oh, and also, we just got 1,700 views on the last short we just dropped. So, salute everybody who's watching. You guys have a wonderful night. Thank you.
Sweat for your health, stop being lazy. 32 in the compact for snake niggas sneaking. Still ain't see the haters, I can feel them niggas breathing. Made a light shine on them when they hear a guy speaking on me. I'ma hit your girl this weekend. Yeah. Shoot me on my pizza, I'm tripping, but I'm getting cheese. Wanted to be make believe, but it ain't. My lungs are older than you think. GDP as a youngin' and I'm still rolling dank. Yeah. Baby looking delicious, I wanna dip in the tank of chocolate, then lick it off properly. Like whoever looking finna get a show, who's stopping me? Blue lemon on my raw organic black property. I'm coming up like Mentos in a Coke bottle. Wanna make a Coke, I ain't a reference, but I don't want a fair problem. I'm fresh as fuck if it feels more like my outfit killed a white bitch. I think I need a Johnny Cochran. I made soda gloves, fit sipping OJ. She brushed her teeth and tongue with my dick. I came Colgate. Afternoon when Robin, Florida boy Jay chilling Riverside. Few shots watching my tequila sunrise. I fucked them from midnight to sunshine. Smoked it after she climaxed. Made a tree climb. Then I'm out. Then I'm back to the crib. Then I'm out. Back to the streets is where I live. Yeah. Sometimes life is a bitch. When you meet her, make sure you dress in the freshest fit. Get money out of. Make them clutch shots when it comes down to the wire. Yeah. Sometimes life is a bitch. When you meet her, dress in the freshest fit. Yeah. And then get money out of. Clutch shots when it comes down to the wire. Yeah. Run it up, motherfucker, run it up.
Yeah, operation get this money anyway.
Yeah. Run it up, motherfucker, run it up. Operation get this money any way possible. Niggas going broke, and to me it ain't logical. Whether you got a pocket full of stacks or still in pocketbook, stack it to the ceiling in vacation somewhere tropical. Smoking on that tropical, this shit look like poison though. Damn it, nigga, I don't even ask what it's going for. Yo, I had to do it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I had to.
Yeah.